everybody, to another episode of Half a Clue Movie Review. On today's episode, we'll be talking about the highly esteemed video game franchise, Uncharted. Nope, we're not. Instead, we're talking about the under-esteemed film based on the highly esteemed video game franchise, the Uncharted 22 film, directed by Ruben Fleischer, starring Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg.
I'll tell you what, it's getting steamy in here because there's so much steam going around.
Oh, we lost 3 subscribers.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Okay, my name is Philip, and I'm joined here by
Blake.
Ron, sorry.
And welcome to Half a Clue Movie Review. Like I haven't said that before, but
Yeah.
okay.
Good to be back. Welcome back if you're listening. And also welcome if this is your first time.
Welcome regardless. We are a very welcoming podcast. And that sounds like the creepiest thing a person could say. We're welcoming, so come in and
Come in, sit down, have a drink.
In every way. Yeah. Okay, so Uncharted, the video game franchise, is developed by Naughty Dog, and first is written by Amy Hennig, the first 3, and what's it called? And it follows. Let's go right now. Just, I don't know, aliens are invading the house or some shit.
There's a pack of wild dogs attacking our side gate for some reason. Okay. Anyway.
All right. So yeah, Amy Hennig has created, or she's wrote the first 3 games, and follows Nathan Drake, who is a very Indiana Jones inspired. I mean, the whole series is inspired by Indiana Jones and other like romancing the stones. And follows Nathan Drake, who is a descendant as of now. Well, like I don't want to spoil the game. But from our knowledge, he's a descendant of Sir Francis Drake, and he's an explorer / thief and is a little archaeological historical expert.
Oh.
And he works with his pseudo-father figure, Sully, and hence the word father figure. Remember that. And he looks old. He's supposed to look old with gray hair and with the mustache. Let's just remember that when we talk about the film.
Yeah.
Sully, and they go on adventures together to find treasures either for archaeological preservation or for actual money, or mix of both.
Yeah. Why not?
And we see other characters, and they go on, and they see other characters, like mainstay characters is, his wife, Chloe, but we don't see his, like, obviously we don't see his wife because this is about the film is about young Drake, and it's Tom Holland plays him. If you guys know anything about the game, Nathan Drake looks like Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, pretty much. There's a fan film.
I'm not even a video game guy, and I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they decided a young Nathan Fillion would look like Tom Holland.
Yeah.
It's a great choice.
Honestly, it's like I don't even care that much. I mean, yes, like the visuals, like I guess it could have done better, but like it's just Tom Holland just feels off in a lot of different ways. Like he's very clearly Sony's like big marketable star right now. They're like, Tom Holland, his movie made $1 bajillion. Let's get him in there. And that's like, that seems to be it. Like he just doesn't have that. Like, again, I've never played the games, full disclosure.
Me neither.
But I've seen like, it's enough that like, I've understood like Uncharted. Like I've seen it around. I'm a PlayStation guy, so like I've seen clips. I've seen other people play the game and stuff. So I get the basic gist of who like Nathan Drake is supposed to be, and it just like it doesn't feel like Tom Holland at all. Like just doesn't. He has like that boyish charms, like we were saying before, and it's just like that doesn't like Nathan Drake kind of has that more effortless kind of charisma. And like just slyness to him that like, again, Indiana Jones, that's pretty much the Harrison Ford type of like, a guy. Instead, he's more like just young, insecure boy.
When you're giving a breakdown of the video game series, I genuinely was confusing it with the Tomb Raider 2018 movie. I was like, wait, did that happen? I was like, I thought that, and I was like, oh, I'm thinking of Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, well, basically
That goes to show how forgettable both of these movies were for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I played all the games. Just recently, I was like playing through the 3rd one, and yeah, I love this series. I've been following. Well, I've seen because before I didn't have a PS3. My cousin did, so I would play either his house or I would watch all the cutscenes and long extended gameplays. And then once I got a PS4, I immediately bought Uncharted and played through all of them, even though I knew the story and shit. And Uncharted 4, obviously, when it came out, I was like, yeah, oh my god, so cool, so pretty, so amazing. All this, the chase scenes, the wonders, but
graphics, yay.
Yeah, what's it called? But yeah, I mean, one thing Uncharted was always known for, it was very immersive, it was essentially how cinematic the games were. I know that's been thrown around a lot, but it's not just cinematic and how it, like, what's it called, the basic graphics of it, but like how, and the voice acting, the performances, that does help.
Yeah.
And also it's written very well, like pretty much like feels like an Indiana Jones-esque adventure.
Yeah.
Or Romancing the Stone.
But you get to be in it and live it.
Exactly. And also smarter puzzles than what we get in the movie. Like there's one puzzle in Uncharted where I think it's like, I think they might have been in Shambhala. Correct me if I'm wrong for Uncharted super fans. But like, they have to like break some part of the temple and let the light come in, and you have to use a different rubies to like reflect on certain panels, which you based on your information and archaeological digs. You're like, okay.
that sounds familiar. I feel like
exactly, yeah.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Exactly, but it's like a way more complicated on steroids version.
Yeah.
You're playing and stuff.
I felt like there were more complicated puzzles in like God of War than they were in this movie.
Yeah. It's like God of War 2 actually had some like decent puzzles.
Yeah, it's like part of it. It's like, you're digging through these like, ancient Greek sites and stuff pretty much. Like, I mean, there's like some of them are obviously very active temples. There's gods in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Or there, oh gosh. And then in this film, the puzzles are, well, I guess we get the puzzle section. It's like the most complicated puzzle is, let's just get this cross and see if it fits in a hole.
Yeah. Oh no, wait, both of them together. And then you can, they fit.
Yeah, one that's lame as fuck. Oh, one happens to be in a bar. One happens to be it's like a fast food restaurant, like KFC. Not KFC. It's like Jack in the Box.
Papa John's.
Papa John's, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how the fuck?
To be fair, that was my favorite line of the movie. That I'm literally in a Papa John's right now.
Well, we see where your mindset is. Yeah, I'm thinking like nobody was like, this is like a historical fucking archaeological digs, and they're putting a Papa John's next to it.
To be fair, like in a lot of those like old cities, oftentimes they do just build like just right around like weirdly like.
But you don't think anyone just like this whole like go research it or anything?
Yeah,
like they're the only ones to think of putting the shit in a hole.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, God.
I'm not gonna defend this at all.
Oh. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I love this. Yeah, I love the games. The games are Drake Fortune, Among Thieves, Drake's Deception, and Thief's End. The fourth one being, actually, I don't know. It's hard. Yeah, I don't know. So watching this film, I was like very trepidatious. Brief on the development history. Originally, it was going to be Mark Wahlberg as Nathan, which
makes more sense, right?
Actually makes more sense than Tom Holland.
Yeah, it really does.
At first, everyone was poo-pooing on that idea because they're like Nathan Fillion. This was like 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah, they've been fucking talking about this thing for like longer than I can even remember.
Yeah, David O. Russell directing this. Honestly, I would have been curious.
It's one of those.
No, he wanted to do
really
like Indiana Jones. Like he loves Indiana Jones films, Romancing the Stone. So
I'm
he
trying to
make
imagine
a
David O. Russell version of this.
I think it could be cool.
No, I think it could be cool. It's just that's not the director I would have like jumped my mind to.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's like a fucking Nicholas Winding Refn one. To do
I think like
he wants to adapt like. He wants to do Call of Duty or something. No.
Yeah, I think what's it called? I think what's it called? It would have been an interesting story for sure. He would have shot it on film, so it would have looked like one of those older not either swashbuckling romances or an action adventure film from the 80s and 70s.
World. Oh fuck, there's a name for it. I was gonna say like where you jump from like all over the world.
Globetrotting. Yeah, globetrotting adventure. So I was, I thought that would have been cool. Mark Wahlberg honestly wasn't my choice. Obviously Nathan Fillion. And this was when he was younger, like 10 years ago. So it would have been perfect.
Yeah.
But he wasn't marketable.
That's weird. Didn't he like win an Oscar for like the fighter at that time or something? Like,
no, David O. Russell.
Oh, David O. Russell. Sorry, I thought you were talking about Mark Wahlberg.
No, not Mark Wahlberg. No, it wasn't Mark Wahlberg. Nathan Fillion wasn't marketable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, poor Nathan Fillion has been getting the shaft from Hollywood for like the past 20 plus years.
He's doing well on TV, so he's fine.
Yeah.
Like Castle, he's made like what 10, 12 million or something.
People like fans have been like fighting for him since like I don't know, forever, dude. Like since like the only person
will always have a spot in a James Gunn movie.
Yeah, for real. It's like I don't know. Like I always liked him from Firefly to Slither to like whatever. I've always wanted him to see him do more. Obviously, he does like the voice work for like Green Lantern and stuff for Hal Jordan, which is like one of the things why everyone's like, dude, he should totally play Hal Jordan. Now it's too
He's
old.
just too old.
It's too old now.
They miss a golden opportunity of
Yeah.
time where Nathan Fillion.
They're like, yeah, let's get Ryan Reynolds because whatever.
Even he regrets the choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Honestly, he probably dodged a bullet, but yeah, sorry.
yeah. So yeah, Mark Wahlberg, and then that fell apart. David Russell did other shit. And then guess what? Honestly, I would have been really. This is actually kind of dope. Joe Carnahan. What's it called? Joe Carnahan. I mean, he's written stuff. Like he did his most famous work is probably The Gray.
But the Liam Neeson
The Wolf movie.
Yeah.
And then he's wrote a lot of scripts for like action gritty films, and I appreciate his work. He's done a lot of stuff. And when in interviews, he seems like he knows his shit. He knows how to film action. And I was like, he was really passionate about the Uncharted thing. But I think he smelled the writing on the wall to Tom Holland, and that's apparently one of the reasons why he left. He's like, they want a young Nathan Drake. He's like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah.
And he was actually and moved on to the Raid remake, but then he smelled the Michael Bay on the wall. He's like, I'm out.
Oh, dude. Guy's at least making smart career moves.
Yeah, I mean, he made a lot of money just like writing spec scripts, but it's sad he hasn't made like a big one in a while.
He's dodging daggers like it's an Uncharted puzzle.
Why didn't they cast Tim Chameleon?
And then Tom Holland's there, so I'm like, okay, whatever. I have to just accept it, right? Like, because I mean, look, he was Billy Elliot, and Spider-Man and Impossible. So I'm thinking like, yeah, maybe he could pull this one out of the hat. I mean, he tries in this film. Spoiler alert for when we talk about performances.
Yeah, I give him credit. He seems like he's trying. Yeah.
You should have played the games. But yeah, and then so they got Sean Levy, and I was like, okay, I could see this, like his work on Stranger Things, and especially now after seeing Free Guy, I'm like, Sean Levy is like a secret like Hollywood weapon where he makes like.
You are the biggest fighter for Free Guy I've ever met in my life.
I don't even think it's that amazing, but it's like, well, at least amongst our group. I mean, like, because if you ask other people, it's like Free Guy is like what made like 300 million.
Pixels too.
What's it called? It's way better than Pixels.
Spoiler alert: this movie also made a shitload of money too.
Yeah, well, that's the call. But yeah, Free Guy more impressive because it's an original IP. Yeah, and then what's it called? And it is like a weird version of like The Matrix and all this stuff. It's like there's a lot of different films it pulls from.
For which one? What?
For Free Guy.
Oh, for Free Guy.
Yeah,
okay.
well, I'm not gonna talk about it. We have to watch it for the Oscars anyway, so one day we'll. It's good. It's not bad. Yeah, I mean.
Okay. I'll whatever. We'll watch it. I'm not like dreading it, but.
Yeah,
I just like
it's like a movie I would never watch.
The trailers don't do it justice. I'll give it that. Yeah, but
Joe
Sean
Keery's in it.
What they call, but Sean, he's good. He's really good in the film actually. But Sean Levy is like underrated Hollywood director in my opinion. Not the best, not amazing. So I was like, okay, you know what, good fit for Uncharted. And he smelled the writing on the wall. I was like, okay, Mark Wahlberg, Sully. I don't know if that's the reason why, but he left. You see how many directors at this point? 3 at this point. And Dan Trachtenberg, the guy who did the Portal fan film and also Cloverfield Lane, 10 Cloverfield Lane.
The good one.
Yeah, the good one. Yes. Yeah, he was attached to it for a bit. He was gonna make it, and then he smelled the writing on the wall and left. And now they got Travis Knight. I'm like, is he finally? This guy who is already kind of becoming like a huge up and comer at this point. He was like hitting basically batting. He was batting 100%. He was he co-founded, or he's this, I think the CEO he's definitely the CEO of Leica. Leica Animation Studios. He's the son of, I mean, this is not really any of his creativity. He was the son of Phil Knight, the CEO of Nike. Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Travis Knight, Phil Knight. Yeah.
Oh,
he's even a rapper at one point
man.
too, and had a rap album. Yeah, it
sounds like he's ticking off all those check marks of like basically people who come from money.
Yeah, I know.
They're just like,
But
I'm gonna be a rapper.
But he is talented. He is very talented. I'll give that. And then he did Kubo and Two Strings, which is probably one of my favorites from Leica.
Yeah,
and should have won over Zootopia. Oh, you seen it?
Yeah,
it's good, right?
It's great.
The animation fucking insane.
It's awesome.
And then he directed Bumblebee, which I was like dreading, and I was like, why are you doing this? Why? And they're getting an animation guy. I was like, okay, but I was like, dude, literally in the first 10 minutes when they were on Cybertron, I was like, oh, okay,
yeah,
oh, okay, we're in right hands.
Greatest opening 10 minutes, easily the greatest.
It's the greatest 10 minutes of any Transformers film.
Yeah, any Transformers movie, just like bam, hitting nail on the head. Good job, you guys.
Yeah, and he made the best Transformers film. He was like, he basically had an interview before where he talked about yeah, like you can't see what's going on in Transformers, so I want to make sure the camera's steady and stuff. And I'm like, wow, good for him. You know, he has a shot list.
So why did he leave?
You can smell the writing on the wall. The story's recurring, and then he got better offers, and then he was like, yeah, he left.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say smelling the writing on the wall, but
Yeah, no, that's how bad the
yeah,
shitty.
it was so bad they wrote it in shit.
That's the thing. That's the reason why. And then finally, they went to Ruben Fleischer after his success with Venom.
Oh,
Not critical success, but commercial
Great.
success.
Yeah, great. They're
Yeah.
like, this is our guy.
And let's just go over filmography for a bit. He was a music video and commercial guy for a while, and then he did Zombieland 1 and 2 because he wanted to challenge himself. And to be fair, I think Zombieland, I like it more for the writing than the actual direction. I think it's like by the guys that wrote Deadpool.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag. It's like part of I don't know. I think there is some good
There's
direction there.
some.
It's just I don't know. Everyone gets one. That felt like I don't know. Maybe that's just crediting him too much. I don't know.
It's promising the film for a first film.
Yeah.
So I was like excited, and then he did 30 minutes or less, which I was like, oh, okay, the promise has disappeared. It's disappeared. And he did Gangster Squad. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yo! Okay, let's stay clear from it. And then somehow Venom, they were like, this is the guy. The guy who gave us Gangster Squad.
Completely forgot about 30 minutes or less.
That was terrible.
I think everyone did.
Yeah, it's like they were like Venom. They're like, dude, you know how we could make a badass Venom film? Let's get the 30 minutes or less or Gangster Squad guy. Yeah, you know what I mean? Oh, that was shit. And he made a super bland, forgettable Venom film. Yeah, I think CGI did most of the work. He didn't do much. Like all the stuff that in camera.
Tom Hardy was carrying like the load.
Yeah.
he was really trying to carry that film.
And thank God that he wasn't on the second one. And Andy, I was gonna say Andy Serkis took over. But that's the whole story. When we talk about Morbius, we'll get into that.
If we talk about it, we go to Morbius.
Oh, we're not gonna go in depth. I'm just like that film and stuff. Apparently Morbius is continuing the Spider-Man Spider-Man universe of Marvel characters or something. That's what they're.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
let's not open up that
heart.
can of worms.
Yeah. Okay. So he stuck with Tom Holland, and fucking Mark Wahlberg, which is funny because he was supposed to be Nathan Drake, is Sully. And if you guys know anything about Sully, as I mentioned before, he's supposed to be a father figure, older guy, deep voice. He's basically like kind of like Tom Hanks, a sleazier, lovable Tom Hanks. I mean, Tom Hanks is already lovable, but
interesting. I was gonna say there's in the fan film he's played by Stephen Lang,
which is also a good choice.
Yeah, so that should give you some perspective. And if you don't know Stephen Lang, it's the
Don't Breathe
guy,
Don't
or
Breathe.
also the Avatar villain.
Yeah, that villain in Avatar.
So he's coming back in the sequels.
He's an old guy. How the fuck is he
He's
coming back?
dead.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Doesn't he
It's a
get, like,
sci-fi film.
Oh
It's a
god,
sci-fi film.
whatever.
I don't
Okay.
care about the
And James Cameron, I trust.
Okay, whatever.
But it's, so him, like Mark Wahlberg, who also doesn't have a mustache or anything. I don't really fine. Honestly,
What's up, Mark? You couldn't grow a mustache.
He
for
did
this?
at the end. He did at the post-credit scene. Yeah, he did at the post-credit scene.
Yeah, I'm trying to picture Mark Wahlberg with the mustache.
It's bad.
I missed the final post-credit scene. To be
There's
fair.
two.
Full disclosure. Yeah, I saw the first one.
Yeah,
that was. I mean, I don't know. I was not really.
You don't care.
I didn't want to stick around. I was like, oh, this is it. Okay, cool. I'm out.
So, it's a weird choice. He doesn't try to sound like Sully at all or act like Sully at all. He's like, he still did the Mark Wahlberg, like, hey, where are you going? Oh my gosh. Like, that, like the raspy, like he's holding back his voice.
Oh, what? No. No. What? It's
What
like, okay,
what
thing
did
is,
I tell you?
yeah, Mark Wahlberg is a great actor. He can do really well. It just depends on the situation that he's put in.
But he has certain skill set.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, exactly. He's not going to completely lose himself in a role where it's like,
Maybe
I
Father
didn't see
Stu.
Mark Wahlberg. It's not trying to discredit the dude because I think he is very capable. But in this one, he was just Mark Wahlberg.
It was miscast.
Yeah, it's just
I don't think he could have
miscast.
No matter how he
No.
tried, he could have.
Again, if he had actually been Nathan Drake, he could have probably carried that charisma, that kind of personality that he has over, and it would have worked better. But yeah, that's not what they did. So
yeah, it's Yeah, so he's weird, and he honestly feels more like an older brother than a father figure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is weird.
Honestly, when he first showed up, well, when I saw the opening scene with like him and his brother, I was like, oh, is this guy gonna grow up to be Mark Wahlberg? I was like, and then they show him. I was like, because I think the age difference.
Shame on you, because I remember talking about Uncharted 4 when it came out. I'm like, this is Sam, the brother. But whenever I talk about video games, it just goes over. It's like Ron's like, oh my god, it's like help me shut the fuck up. He has this shut the fuck up, Philip. Like filter
I didn't know
on
he
his
was
thing.
supposed to be Sully or whatever. Like, I don't know who that is.
Wait, I told you. Wait.
When was this? Like 5 years ago? When did Uncharted come out?
No, I'm talking about. Well, I told you that Mark Wahlberg was gonna be solid before.
Yeah, but I don't know who that is.
Wait, I showed you the picture. That's not fair. Remember, I showed
to
you the
be
picture.
fair,
of
if
the
you
old
haven't
guy.
played the game, he's going to be Sully. That doesn't really mean that much. It's like,
Yeah,
he's
unless
still-
like the guy
again,
goes
I
out
didn't
of
know
his
that-
way to-
that-
if
I didn't know-
anything, the information Ron got was that Mark Wahlberg was going to be an important character.
Yeah, I
Not
was
who
like,
it was.
so then I thought in this film, because I didn't know he had a brother in the games, so I was like, in this film, I thought like, oh, is that character
How
just
little
going to
you
be
pay
his
attention to me.
his brother? Like, and then so that's why I was like, hey, like I feel like the age gap is too much, but obviously no, he's not. So it's a moot point, anyways. I'm just saying that the age gap was not significant enough to be his father figure or
Yeah.
whatever. He's just
So-
like older brother.
So I guess we're talking about casting anyway. Is there anybody in the cast that you actually liked? To be honest,
Antonio Banderas.
yeah, Antonio Banderas was the best part.
He didn't do a whole lot, but
No,
Oh.
but I was like actually at least somewhat interested in
how
his
do they
story.
rope him into this?
Yeah,
I don't know.
his whole thing with what's it called? Like what's his descendants had the gold and he's trying to find the remaining gold and
Yeah.
he has a conflict with his dad.
He
and,
kills his dad.
and I'm just like, okay, well I mean he still doesn't kill his dad. He orders a kill. It's like his
He
Tati Gabriel.
effectively
Yeah, he
kills his dad.
effectively kills his dad. And who even though I like the actress who played Braddock, Joe Braddock, Tati Gabrielle.
Yeah, she seems cool.
And I give props to her.
Is she a character from the games?
No, she's not.
Okay.
I give props to her that she actually looks like, and I'm gonna bring this up with Chloe Frazier. What's it called? Sophia Ali, who plays Chloe Frazier, but Tati Gabrielle at least looks like she's a little bit more built. And I mean, like I said, I don't really buy the fact that after one punch from Mark Wahlberg, she'll probably be screaming on the floor because that guy's arms is built like a fucking art like a cannon.
He works out, yeah.
But at least she looks like, and she did most of her stunts, and she looks very
Yeah, it's good for
physically
her.
able.
And in heels. Like
Yeah.
that one scene where like she fights the three dudes in the heels, I was like, oh god, like it was just making me nervous. I was like, she's gonna break an ankle right now or something. But no,
No, and
it
they
worked.
do like a wide shot. You can still see that's her. So
Yeah, so that was
I give props. Yeah,
impressed.
and they also like have a lot of shots of her back. Like she always has clothes that show like her back muscles.
Okay.
And I'm just like, okay, like do you guys want to show? Okay, yeah, she's
Look, she's muscular. Good
yeah.
job.
But as I give her props for that, like she looks like she tried or worked out. But when we go to Sophia Ali, who she looks facially kind of looks like Chloe Frazier in the game. In the game, Chloe is before Elena, who is his eventual blonde wife. And she's more than just a blonde wife.
I was gonna say
She's
it's
like,
her most defining feature.
yeah, I mean, just like what's it called? It's like the fastest way to describe. But she's also like a reporter and stuff. She's like Amy, like she's not Amy Adams. She's like Lois Lane but blonde.
Okay.
I could shoot more guns. She's just more capable than Lois Lane. Yeah, she's
Interesting.
like Lois Lane who is like not screaming all the time and actually knows how to do puzzles and shit. Yeah.
I mean, like Lois Lane, like in the comics or the books, or like, or
Well,
like
some
in the
comics
cartoons.
she's useful. Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like she's capable,
Yeah. So
not just like Sorry.
like Chloe is like basically female Nathan Drake, but even more sleazier and stuff. And they had a romance fling in the past, so I guess it makes sense. Young Nathan Drake, you would see him and Chloe. I barely saw any chemistry between them.
No, I saw them like they were like sharing a bed at one point. I was like, are they sleeping together?
Are they
Or
gonna
something?
kiss or?
Yeah, I was like, because there was zero like chemistry
Steam.
between them. Yeah, there was nothing. I was just like, I was like, oh, they're is he sleeping on the couch? Like, are they together or what? I don't know. I was like, are they? It seems like they're trying to like ship them, but at the same time, like I don't feel it at all. But
No,
whatever.
they try to ship the ships at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But with her, like I give her like her actual, like she kind of acts like Chloe, like a Soromir female version of Nathan Drake, but also Chloe is like smarter in the games, and also she's like not like a stick.
Oh.
Yeah, like honestly, I did not find the fact that Chicken Legs, Chloe Frazier, was able to run away from for that long against roided up Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. Like Have you like Tom Holland? I've seen this guy like run on a treadmill. He's a fucking cheetah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how she escaped?
I
And
don't
also
know.
how she beat like 3 roided up bodyguards on the airplane.
Yeah, who the fuck
I know.
cares?
I will say this film does seem to have much larger issues, but
No, I know, but that's like one of the small lack of details.
yeah.
It's like I
Death
at least
by a
thought like
thousand
when
cuts.
she's gonna get out of that, she'll just shoot their legs. Like that's whatever. She's a sharpshooter or whatever. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. She should have like fucking bulked up a little more or some shit.
She could have put in more effort. I don't know, but I don't think effort
it
was the
would've
name.
saved the movie.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't have, but that's at least something. Like,
Yeah.
it's indicative of
It would've
how
gone in the
everybody's
muse- it
attitude
would-
towards the
It
film.
would have gone
Yeah.
in the museum for Philip if only.
Oh, I wish.
She had done some squats.
Yeah, it's just I'm just like I just don't buy anything. Yeah, I mean,
it's like sorry, just like going back to like just the basic like just the actual adventuring, like the puzzle solving and everything, which is like
what about Tom Holland? What do you guys think of Tom Holland?
Tom
Yeah,
Holland.
I mean, he's Tom Holland. He's fine.
but as Nathan Drake.
I mean,
I know.
I don't have any context or reference. I don't know. Like you guys are talking about Indiana Jones. Yet just felt like he's I don't know, young Indiana Jones or something to me.
I
But
think
it's like-
he was worse than River Phoenix was in Indiana Jones. in
Well, River
flashback.
Phoenix was great.
That's
in
what I'm
Last
saying. That's what
Crusade.
I'm saying. He's worse than that. Like his entire, he had like River Phoenix had like 5-10 minutes of screen time. Where
Yeah.
he blew everything out of the water. Tom Holland did in this.
Yeah.
film. And that's the thing. Tom Holland's a really good actor. He was Billy Elliot. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's just like it's not a right fit.
No, really, just not at all. Like he has that like boyish charm thing going for him again, which doesn't feel like it just doesn't seem to match what this character is supposed to be like. Because again, like I've not played the games or anything, but like I've seen parts of it and stuff, and it feels like if it's going for that Indiana Jones like feel, he just doesn't have it at all. Like
Yeah, he doesn't have like the ruggedness, but also what's it called? Also the effortless charm. It's a
Yeah.
mix of both, and also there's a
What
little
if
bit
they
of
cast Timothy Chalamet?
I feel like he could have probably pulled it
I'll
off
say this.
more.
I don't.
I honestly
know.
think so. Like he would have to bulk the fuck up.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
If he bulk, you know what? Because he I've seen him do different voices. Again, you know, no disrespect to Tom Holland, you're Billy Elliot. I'm gonna mention that a lot of times. And
Tom
you know,
Holland's not listening to this.
what's it
don't
called?
worry.
Can you imagine he is? What's it called? I know he's in because he barely even plays his own games.
Maybe
Like,
he was
study
that
for
guy.
Wilson.
Maybe he was the arcane guy.
But Timothy Chalamet, like, yeah,
Tim
like
Chameleon.
you've seen him play a bunch of different roles, and his voice is deeper. At least he doesn't sound like
I could say that just from like Dune and from other like roles I've seen him in, like he can have that more like kind of commanding presence of where it's
Yeah.
like it feels like he knows what he's doing, and like that decisiveness, and yeah, I don't know, it doesn't feel like he has that at all.
I mean, he's still not my choice, but like it would have been better, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like what I like about like again Indiana Jones and just from like the small bits I've seen from like Nathan Drake is again he has that kind of more commanding presence, but he also feels like he's kind of not fumbling through these adventures, but he's definitely figuring out things like on the fly.
Yeah.
Like where he's like, oh, okay,
there's always extra conflict to put him on pressure. He's always on pressure.
yeah, exactly.
With Tom Holland though, also is it? I'd say maybe it's not his fault, but maybe the direction's fault. Where they're like they cast Tom Holland, and you're saying there's too many like, oh, this works in Spider-Man, but not this. But that might not be his fault. That might be the director is like, we got Tom Holland, we have to like play up like
the
what,
Spider-Manning.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
to play up like what he's known for.
But no, but Tom
When
Holland
maybe
has
he
more
was-
power than Ruben Fleischer. He could have easily been like, no, we do this. That's what he even did that in Spider-Man No Way Home. Apparently, he rewrote his last final thing to, what's it called, Ned and.
But still, it's
Mary
not
Jane.
his fucking job to like fix a movie though either.
That's true.
That's not his job, but also his job is to convince us that he could be a young Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
They failed spectacularly at that. Yeah, I mean,
It-
it's not his fault in the sense that he's just Tom Holland. Actually, that is
Yeah.
his fault. So, yeah.
I say I get what Blake is saying because it's like,
Like,
yeah,
it's-
ultimately he is just an actor in a role, and there should be like, and he should be just playing the role that they give him
Yeah.
or something that they're like giving to him, and it's like,
Oh, you know what?
he doesn't do anything. Like to be fair, also like he doesn't do anything really to elevate the scene at all, or like elevate the character to make him more interesting or to even like authentic to the
Yeah.
game. But yeah, so it's like it's hard to tell exactly how much is that really just him and just like again not playing the games or not like actually understanding the character more.
And I thought he did because he said he did. And then like I saw a video of him playing a game with a guy who actually plays the game who lives nearby him.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, what's this? Is it on hard? Wait, I don't. wait, what? Wait, I thought you played the games. How do you not? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe he watched. I don't know. Fuck.
Yeah, they can't all be Henry Cavill.
Yeah, I know. Henry Cavill was like,
They should've cast Henry Cavill.
They're like, oh, something wrong with this scene with Roach. Okay, let me just rewrite it based on my knowledge of the Witcher franchise. Like, that's what you need. You need an actor like that who's familiar with the source material and whatever.
They should have cast Henry Cavill.
Dude, honestly, I would have rather
Henry
seen Henry Cavill. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like tone down the roid a bit.
I was like,
yeah, exactly.
He's too ripped.
Yeah, exactly. He's a little too much because it's
there'd
like
be no conflict.
yeah, because part of what like makes Indiana Jones and like Nathan Drake seem like what it makes
It's like
him
this
work.
happy medium of like he's fit, he's capable, but there's always a guy bigger than him.
Yeah, exactly. He shouldn't be doing this stuff.
They
Really.
should have cast Dave Bautista.
Well, I mean, I know like people were joking about Chris Pratt when he was younger.
Yeah, the Chris Pratt could have
Yeah.
worked. Yeah,
When he was
I think
younger.
even now,
Chris
he
Pratt's
could've
about
worked.
to be in like every movie that's coming out for the rest
Oh
of
yeah,
time.
there's
You don't have to give him this one.
He's
too.
gonna be on Taylor Sheridan film, like about Navy SEALs or something. He's gonna try to be. Apparently, he's trying not to comedic stuff. He's trying to be as serious as possible.
It's gonna be Mario.
Well, he wasn't Zero Dark 30 back in the day. So.
Yeah, but even then, he was like cracking a joke. But now
Yeah.
he's like no jokes. But whatever. Okay, that's a whole thing. With
Yeah.
Chris Pratt. But yeah, Tom Holland. I think like look, I could tell he tried a lot in terms of physicality, and he did a lot of his stunts. And he's a hardworking guy, but I felt like maybe he could have done more research into the games. Maybe I what's called stood his ground in for what's called certain scenes, and also probably should have said no. But I mean, they offered him a lot of money, so not gonna lie, probably I would have taken it if I was him.
Yeah.
But also, just I like his voice. It's just off too. It almost sounds exactly how he, like only a little different from his Spider-Man role. Like
Yeah.
I've seen him do voices before. Maybe you could have done something else. I don't know. I could bitch about it forever. And we bitched about Sully.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and they try to do his best to convince that don't worry, even though he looks like a kid, he's all roided up. They had this extended sequence of him, doing pull-ups at like a bus stop or just like push-ups in his
I thought they were really gonna play more into his like his pickpocketing stuff. But they
Yeah.
literally just like they establish it that
And then
one
that's
time, and that's literally it. Like that's it. Like again, like it's just I think the biggest issue I had with a lot of the like set pieces or the sequences where they're trying to like do stuff is it just all felt way too effortless. Everything was just way too easy. There was no tension. Like where he's just like the plan to like steal the cross in the beginning was literally just turn off the power.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's not like this whole big complicated thing like Ocean's 11 where they have to like literally get like a fucking EMP outside of it. Like, and that's a whole process to get that. And like this whole thing of like, they only have a couple seconds, whatever. No, in this, he's literally just like turn off the power. And then he can't even do that. So then he has to just create a distraction.
And it gets out of it easily.
Yeah. And then he literally just walks out of the place and that's it. And I was like, okay.
And I think that has to do with the writing. Let's get to that right now. It is written by Rafe Lee Judkins, who I don't think he's a bad guy, but I guess apparently I think he was like the first draft. I don't know how much of it is in this one, but he's wrote episode for Chuck, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but he's a Wheel of Time showrunner, and I guess he's doing that full time. So I'm pretty sure he had almost nothing to do with the final script.
Yeah.
But
Probably give him like the outline.
yeah, but the actual guys,
John Hanley Rosenberg and Mark D. Walker. Yes.
no, it's Art Markham and Matt Holloway.
Oh, sorry. Well, here it says screenplay by.
Oh wait, okay, my bad. That's that's a story by. My bad, story by.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't
Stupid,
know. I should have a
dumb
story by.
fucking idiot.
Yeah. What's it called? I should have
go
a story
jump off
by.
a bridge.
Yeah. What's it called? Story by is Art Markham and Matt Holloway, who wrote one of the drafts for the first Iron Man, but then after that, they did Punisher Warzone. So,
Oh, that classic. Yeah.
yeah, and after that, Transformers: The Last Night.
Oh, even better.
Oh, and what was their most recent one? Men in Black International.
Wow, dude, this guys just getting 10 for 10. That's
Exactly, and
fantastic.
it makes sense that they're going back to their wheelhouse of writers because they're just like, yeah, these guys, they know Uncharted, they know how to write good scripts. Men in Black International, that masterpiece. Like, I just don't know. It's so easy. It's like when in sports you look at their track record, you look at their stats,
Yeah.
and you will okay, so they did this, they should do this.
And also, like for a video game, like people always argue, like this should be a movie. This should be a movie. But it's like Uncharted feels so cinematic. It feels like there's so much going on there, just from like the trailers that I've seen. Like it's like little bits. It's like, how do you not just try to just do that. Like just adapt to the game. Like
or just don't.
Yeah,
No,
that's true.
Not
But
all
I
video
feel-
games. Video games don't need movie adaptations, in my opinion. I get
Yeah.
I get the want for it. I do, but I mean, I don't know.
think Uncharted was screaming though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
to
like
be
if
made.
there is a game that's going to be turned into a film, this feels like the most. I mean, it's inspired directly by films, like by other films and stuff. So it's like kind of makes sense why it would translate easier and much better than like the vast majority of like films. Like, you know, how you gonna translate like a Portal movie or something? Like that
but
seems really
Dan
hard.
Trachtenberg, who was one of the, he did, and I'm like, that's why I was excited.
Yeah,
And-
but
yeah,
that-
you stupid dumb idiot.
But
But
that's
he
a
smelled
big
the
stretch.
writing
But
on
I'm
the
just saying the
yeah.
point. The point is like to try and get like something from Portal and be like, we're gonna make this into a movie. It's like, okay, good luck. That sounds a lot harder than again. Uncharted feels like, oh, that's a pretty ABC thing to just kind of translate over to film. Like, okay, cool. Initial
they
like
use cinematic angles too.
yeah, and then so it feels like it should have been easier. Like the road was paved for
Yeah,
them.
I'm not saying do a shot for shot remake, but at
No.
least like there's good source material to mine from, unlike Lord of the Rings and the Rings of Power, where they're making shit up on the fly.
Oy.
So it's like, so I just don't know why too, and I'm like, why didn't anybody get Amy Hennig, who did the first 3 games, like at least as a consultant? But they said they got Neil Druckmann, who only worked on who's only the director on the 4th game, and I guess that's why this game pulls so much from the 4th game, which is about the end of his journey. But this is about young Drake, which is about the beginning of his journey.
Yeah.
See, there's always the dissonance between what should be done and what is done. Yeah, and then, you know, like I felt no chemistry. I felt none of the they like in interviews. Mark Wahlberg's like, yeah, our bond is so good, it makes the film. It doesn't. I didn't feel any bond between those two. I didn't get even why they were together at the end. Still,
Yeah, it's like if anything, their bromance was it was all right. Like honestly, it didn't feel that terrible. Like I felt it like it was like I could see they can be buddies, sure.
and why?
But again,
I didn't buy the jump that Mark Wahlberg would get rid of the gold and save Nathan.
But that's actually, you know, the thing is, I feel like they keep setting him up like this guy will double cross you. You can't trust this dude, and it's like I don't know. He doesn't even seem that untrustworthy.
yeah.
I was like, what has he done so far that's really that bad? He didn't tell him about his
But they keep
brother
on saying
potentially getting killed. Yeah, it's like they just keep telling me that you can't trust this guy.
Well, I
they're-
guess he left Nathan Drake behind during that one thing. But I
yeah,
understand
like
that
leaving the party. But again, even then, it's like
he can't get caught.
yeah, sorry, but like. Sorry, Nathan, but what the fuck were you planning to do anyway? What was your plan? You were just like, we'll just see what happens. Like, you guys didn't talk about this. Like, I don't know.
It was
It
bad
just-
writing.
It's so dumb. It's like again, every heist film, it's not just about getting in or stealing the item,
It's
but it's
also
also
getting out.
Yeah, exactly. How are you going to get away? You know, that's a big thing. That's a big thing in like again, Ocean's 11, where it's like, you know, getting the money, getting the stuff is not bad. Getting out is the issue. So it's like in this film, they're literally just like, yeah, just knock out the power, and he's just like, okay, he just didn't follow up. He's just like, yeah, and then you'll magically carry me through the roof. I don't know. It's just lame. It's silly. But the point is that like their relationship, their banter was all right.
fine.
It was fine. Yeah, it was like it wasn't like
That's-
offensive.
Do you know
to
why
me.
this
It was
movie
just-
bores me so much? Is because it was all right. It's fine. Describes mostly everything.
Yeah.
Coming from a guy who doesn't play the games, I know that if I had played the games, it probably would have offended me more. But most of the movie,
Defended YMS. 2 out of 10.
oh yeah, 2 out of 10. Most of this movie was just, that was all right, I guess. Like
Yeah.
it's, I don't know, but it feels so copy and pasted and generic and
Well,
just.
if it was copy and pasted, it would be better.
No, I know,
Yeah, but this one
but I
even
don't
was like
even
the copy
mean-
and
but I
paste.
don't mean
Something
copy-
went wrong with the pasting.
but I don't mean copy and pasting from the games. Just like
Well, not even
Copy
from the
and-
game, but from other
it just
films.
it just feels like cliche like action adventure movie where it's like, oh,
It's
his
extremely
brher
safe.
died. He's gonna be friends with this guy. This other guy has some hidden secrets. I bet you towards the end of the movie they're gonna go away, but then come back.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's that ABC.
It's just I
storyline.
don't know. It's so fucking boring to me because it's not bad. It's not like because
No, it is bad.
I was actually kind of excited for this because when I first saw that first trailer, I was like, wow, this looks terrible. I am excited. But it's not. It's just kind of like this boringly fine movie
Yeah, and I understand why.
that nobody's
like,
gonna talk about ever again.
No, but
Yeah,
even if it wasn't for the Uncharted stuff, maybe because like I really love globetrotting adventures like Indiana Jones, Romantic Stone, and stuff like that, or
Uh-huh.
swashbuckling films, they at least put some thought and efforts into. We bitched about the puzzles,
yeah,
but the puzzles is like it's. I felt like I was watching an episode. Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Yeah.
Like I was sending Ron memes right after I watched the film, like a fifth grade, fifth grade things where I'm pretty sure a fifth grader would figure out this fucking cross should fit in this hole.
Yeah.
They would have been millionaires. If that's what this film is trying to say, that you put a fucking thing in a hole, that's your most elaborate puzzle? That's even dumber than Tomb Raider.
No, you just have to know to turn it counterclockwise instead of clockwise.
I think I might like it more than Tomb Raider.
Honestly, maybe because Tomb Raider, it's like, oh, I love Tomb Raider games too. But
I think, like Blake was saying, is this like the most safe
Yeah.
like studio film they could have possibly made? Everything about it just feels like so perfectly crafted.
Audience tested.
Exactly. They're just like, we're gonna have Tom Holland because he's a big name. He's gonna draw crowds. We have Mark Wahlberg because again, very safe choice.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Antonio Banderas as a Spanish guy because again, he's a respected actor. He'll be in there. And then we're gonna do everything, all the action sequences. There's no real drama, no threat to it. Beat
the
for beat.
simplest stunts.
Yeah, we're gonna have little quips and stuff like this. Like I know Blake last night you compared it to like a Marvel film, but I'm like, I feel like it's even blander than the most bland Marvel film.
It is.
Like
it's more bland than any Marvel film, and the action sequences. Like I know people talk about
Better
the ships.
than Endgame.
Fuck off.
No. Shut the
It's like
fuck up.
even like the bland Marvel films, at least there's like one or two set pieces that are interesting, or there's at least some element to it that is like, okay, you know what? They tried something here. But in this film, it's like, no, just completely uninventive, like completely just meh.
Yeah.
Just meh.
Oh fuck! And the way they find the coordinates at the end, we put the two crosses together and let them fall,
Yeah.
and that's the point. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
That's how you find the points? At least so let's, you know what? It's kind of transitioning into how I think fans did it better. But like the Uncharted fan film with Nathan Fillion,
Yeah.
like at least like he got documents, he noticed a symbol using his archaeological historical knowledge about Magellan and the different ships.
Yeah.
Well, he used that, and also with the cross, but not just simply just letting them fall to a point on the map. He uses the rubies to find out there's hidden coordinates on the fucking documents and records his documents. Then he puts it on the map. You see how much more complicated this is in a fucking fan film?
Yeah, I felt
In
like
a fan film.
I'd rather watch like National Treasure.
And National Treasure, even National Treasure, which I don't think are good films.
No.
They're fun.
Whoa,
but
whoa.
at
The
least
first one?
there's more effort and thought put into those fucking mysteries and puzzles.
The big part of it is that like Nicolas Cage's character is like the largest like American history buff like on the planet. So he just knows like all of this
Everything.
minutia. Yeah, that can like help him solve these like, you know, mysteries and stuff. And they have to go to like the Arctic
Is
to
National
find like
Treasure
a thing.
3 still happening? I keep hearing.
No, they're it's for now it's canceled, and they're making National Treasure TV series on Disney Plus.
I was gonna say, I was like, is Disney Plus is doing something?
Yeah,
It's
with
like,
Catherine
I mean, I'm
Zeta-Jones,
not
the villain.
I'm not looking
fun
forward to
fact,
that at all.
Since we're never going to talk about National Treasure again, the first time I had a thin crust pizza, I was watching National Treasure. Not that that matters, but
That'll go on your IMDb page one day.
Yeah, it'll go my. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just ridiculous. I don't understand how anybody thought this was a good idea. That I just like doing this simplistic. I'm talking about how many years you have from Mark Wahlberg, David O. Russell till now. That's almost 10 years, and your most complicated puzzle is putting shit in a hole.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
I wonder what David O. Russell would have done.
No, I know David Russell is like gonna be at least like he could fart and make a better movie than this. His worst film, Joy, is 10 minutes is better than all of this fucking film.
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like we should wrap this up.
No. There's more bitching I have to do.
Oh my
There's
God.
more bitching. Oh, let's also talk about cinematography. The flattest lighting. Nothing interesting. And daytime is always like super extremely
I feel
well
like the whole
lit.
fucking movie is in daytime too.
Yeah.
Even
right?
the indoor scenes were
Yeah.
like lame as fuck. And then the cinematographer is Chung Hoon Chung, who did Old Boy, The Handmaiden, It, the first It, not
Which
the
Old
second
Boy?
one, and Last Night in Soho,
Which old boy?
the original Old Boy. You can not tell by the Korean name.
Well, I just wanted to make sure.
yeah.
You never know. They could have
That's
brought
what
a
they
Korean dude. They're just
Oh,
like,
is it-
hey, listen, we need some level of
No,
authenticity
it's
for this
Spike Lee.
remake.
He didn't. What's it called? After his depiction of Korean people and Do the Right Thing. I doubt it.
Oh my God.
What's it called? Hey, you guys seen the film by any chance?
I like that movie.
No, I love that film, but that's a that's a
Yeah.
funny.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Well, I'm Korean, by the way, if you guys haven't noticed. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Spike Lee, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, have you noticed? Yeah. You sound like no, never mind. No. Oh, I'm not gonna say. Never mind. I'm not. I'll go into my Spike Lee stories later. But I love that filmmaker. But yeah, Chung Hoon Chung, excellent filmmaker. Even just like the fucking Last Night in Soho, regardless of what you think of the film looked very nice.
Yeah, the aesthetic is off the charts.
Yeah, I don't love that movie, but it's visually beautiful.
I imagine they brought him in, and he couldn't do what he wanted to do. I imagine he wanted to put the lights here and there, and they're like, nah. They're like, we got to get through this pace, you know. And then part of the production was, I'm assuming, was rushed because he shot Spider-Man No Way Home right afterwards. Like literally no day of rest. He finished. He flew out to Spider-Man No Way Home, and I'm
working
like,
a lot with Tom Holland.
And I'm just kind of like, I'm guessing like he had no say in the lighting choices. Is this a wonderful fucking cinematographer? None of it came through in this. I couldn't even tell it was from him.
Yeah, and to be fair, No Way Home, the lighting's not that great either most of the time.
Yeah, but
that's just like that Marvel machine. But whatever. Yeah, that's another conversation.
And what's it called? So that it's and the composition for whenever they talk, it is the laziest fucking shot, reverse shot, fucking close up shit ever. You can't have a simple 2-shotter or a long take or fucking anything.
Did you expect that?
Yes, a little bit at least. Like I'm not expecting like all of that time, right? But I'm expecting at least some effort into dialogue. I mean, he had more effort in this in Zombieland. Double tap, and that was the shitty one of the two. You know what I mean? And like there's at least, oh my god, wide shots of 4 characters talking to each other, but there's none of that. And I'm like, I don't blame him. I blame Ruben Fleischer. I blame the studio. He's a director for hire. It's boring to hear all the dialogue scenes, which also like no chemistry between the actors, lame villain, and also the lame villain twist where they kill Antonio Banderas, the little red line on his
which
neck.
I called 5 minutes into the movie.
And it was like, and Tati Gabrielle, who plays Braddock, who was I guess also Sully's ex for some fucking reason, is
weird age difference.
Yeah, and what's it called? And I didn't know that she's half Korean apparently. What's it called?
Hey, you're Korean.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I liked Tati Gabrielle in You and Sabrina and stuff. She's good in that shit, but not here. I mean, she tries her best.
She's just like, look at me in my evil face.
Yeah, it's like the lamest fucking villain. Her coolest thing is that she's a girl with like what that weird blade.
Yeah,
I forget what it's called. It's a knife.
Yeah,
it's a scythe blade or whatever. Whatever.
Yeah, it's like when you put your thumb through it.
Yeah,
it's
and
a cool
then
thing.
and she's good at that.
Watch
I
Eastern
guess.
Promises.
Yeah, that's a great David Cronenberg film. And her fucking and she has something to do with Sam's death, maybe. I guess we find out he's not dead in the end.
Does she? Like, did they imply that?
Yeah, they outright they said it like twice.
Yeah, did you kill my brother?
Oh yeah, because they killed his brother. Yeah,
But
they said they got
didn't.
into a gunfight and stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not like this film was really holding my attention.
It's a call and yeah, and so that the cinematography, the villain twist, the terrible characters, and also the music. They got the guy from Game of Thrones and Westworld. But by the way, I also noticed all his films, I've not like loved the scores, but at least you have that level of talent. And I realize you need a good creator and collaboration for it to work, and he needs to take his time.
Yeah.
But
if only he had some kind of framework to work off of, you know.
right, I don't like the original. And this one's like the lamest trumpet sounds, the lamest, like Barcelona. Of course, you're going to have a guitar with strings playing it, and they're in Barcelona. This is how we think Barcelona sounds.
Give me a guitar with no strings.
And it's just like, I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, what's it called? But and then the composer for the first 3 games, Greg Edmondson, did a fantastic job. Where the theme song, where they try to play it a little bit at the end when he wears the fucking outfit, but that one's like,
I can imagine it. They're just like,
oh, he's gotta earn the right to be able to get the theme song from Uncharted. It's not until he finally puts on the gun strap thing that we can really play his music.
but no, it feels pretty flat. It's like he puts on the strap thing, and I was like, wasn't he wearing that before? Like, I don't know. Like, I get it. It's his origin, I guess, but it feels pretty lame.
Why would we like? Why does it have to be an origin? Him wearing a plain white T-shirt.
Yeah,
that's like the lamest like costume done up in the world.
Like, I know I keep talking about like Indiana Jones, but again, it's like the first one. He's already been an established like Tomb Raider since like beforehand. He just shows up and he's just like, yeah, this is what I do.
He at least had a cooler intro scene where he puts the hat on and after he like uses or whatever. But that's
I mean, that's one of the best intros like ever.
Yeah. What's it called? That's like, hey, you're wrong, Blake.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because you have no understanding of cinematic language. But Greg Edmondson also did a fantastic job with the score, with the theme song, with the trumpets, where it starts off as like, it sounds like globe-trotting adventure, and it transitions to a more sentimental aspect of like the softer side of Nathan, because there's differences in the theme song. And then when they go to different cultures like Shambhala or Egypt, they use some of the instruments in there, but he doesn't just do it in the most stereotypical way. Like, he mixes the sounds together And it's like a very unique and hard-hitting fucking sound. And this one is the most forgettable shit in the world. It goes out one ear, goes out the other. It comes out my asshole at some point. It's terrible. I don't understand, Ramen Djawadi. Just go back to House of Dragons or some shit. And the editing is like absolutely terrible in my opinion, especially during some of the action sequences was hand to hand between Nathan, especially during the pirates at the end. And they're not bad editors, except maybe Richard Pearson, who did Justice League 2017 and Wonder Woman 1984, but maybe that's not his fault. That's just he got it dealt a bad hand from the studio. But I don't understand when like actually whenever someone punches you in the face, you don't just cut immediately on every fucking punch. Is there understanding that maybe you like hold on a shot for a little bit so we could be immersed in the action? And like in the original game, there's longer takes of people fighting because you feel more immersed in the game. And maybe you bring that over from the game to the movie, but they don't do that. What do? They do the Mortal Kombat of cut on every hit.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm having a headache right now. Oh god, I'm like legit like my head is pulsing. I hate this film on every fundamental level, from the screenplay, from the cinematography, from the music, from the editing. And it's worse that you have the word Uncharted on there. And you guys know what that is? I mean, it's like we talked about this earlier. It's like if you make a bad mafia film with the name Godfather, make Godfather Part 4, which they probably will with Andy Garcia's character in Paramount Plus. And I'm like, that you immediately open yourself up to more criticism because now you have the tools and source material, but you waste that. Oh, fuck you, Sony, and fuck you, Ruben Fleischer, and fuck this whole franchise. And I know it just made $51 million on a 4-day opening weekend, and now we're guaranteed to do a sequel. It's almost making $200 million and may pass this $120 million shit budget.
Maybe they'll get Andy Serkis to direct it.
Honestly, that would be better, I guess, you know. Oh, God.
I'm just saying, if they're following in that path.
Maybe David O. Russell will come for the sequel.
What's he called?
Would you be excited if David O. Russell was like...
Not gonna lie, I would, yes.
Yeah?
I would. But he's busy doing his own artsy-fartsy stuff. Like, he's got an Untitled project that has, like, 20 million famous actors in it.
Untitled.
Yeah, that's all his films now. It's just like, I don't know, it's whatever. But yeah, it's this film sucks. You guys, go fucking throw yourself in a volcano or something. I was gonna say something worse, but we're on a podcast. I'll say it behind the scenes is the worst shit.
Yeah, you just said music was coming out of your asshole.
Yeah. No, it was worse. I mean, I don't want to get canceled. With reference to our Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's the whole thing about cancel. I don't know where I'm going. Fuck this film.
Yeah.
Okay.
Philip's on a rampage.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's reel this back in here.
So for you guys,
good, huh?
what about So anything you guys want to talk about? Cinematography, music, editing.
I feel like you kind of tore through it all already. There's not much left to say. Again, it's like
what about the post-credit scenes? So we'll talk about that. By the way, it's stupid that
two post-credit scenes.
Yeah, that's the post-credit scenes.
Ron didn't stay for them.
I didn't stay for the last one. The first one I was
even though we said something,
What you
and also
told me?
I also criticized you for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, you got to stay till the end. There's post-credit scenes. You got to get that diligence now. You always have to.
Fuck that, dude. I'm like, look, if it's not a comic book film, like I don't want to stick around to the end end credits. I got shit to do in my life. I don't want to just sit there waiting for the whatever.
Pirates of the Caribbean invented the post-credit scene.
No. Ferris Bueller.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I would say Pirates definitely brought it back. Whatever.
Way before Marvel.
But anyway, so the point is,
the
post-credit scene.
Sam is
again
still alive.
It felt flat as hell. I was like, oh, he's still there. Okay. That was it. And then from what I understand, they're like hanging out with some pirate guy at the end. The very end.
It's played by Euron Greyjoy.
Oh yeah. Hey, that guy.
Is that like a video game character?
They're setting up. They're mentioned. I think a character's name that's the villain for the first game, and they're potentially hinting that the next game will cover that. Oh, and Sully has a mustache, which is still weird looking, and he brings his cat. Remember his cat?
Yeah.
His cat has more memorable scenes than Tom Holland. He brings a cat, and that's it. And there's gonna be a sequel.
I thought the pirate guy was gonna be like the villain or something.
Oh, and also I guess in the ship sequence, whatever. And you're gonna talk about the Goonies thing.
Oh yeah, I don't know. The way that like when the pirate. It's not. I think it's a pirate ship, right? It's just like a Spanish ship.
Yeah.
But when the ship just lands and then the sails open up and it looks like it's starting to sail away, I was like, oh wow, they really just took that ending from Goonies. Which, by the way, Goonies again has better like
overall everything
mystery.
like,
yeah, like every element. It's just better.
It has better puzzles. The kids
Yeah.
are smarter than these grown ass adults.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's more stakes. And
Yeah, that kid, like Sean Astin, could have figured this out like right away.
Yeah.
But but no, like so then I thought it was like, oh, they're like it's gonna sail away just like Goonies, and then it's like, oh no, it just sinks. And then of course even the part where he's like, oh, I've got the gold in my pocket still. Again, that's straight up Goonies.
yeah.
I was like, oh hey, there's
And
they
then
Goonied.
and we find out that because Nathan gave Chloe the wrong coordinates, so Chloe's now following them at the end. For I guess she's gonna be in the sequel. So maybe
Yay.
I don't care.
You're gonna watch it though.
What's it? If we cover on this podcast, then probably yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I'm watching where I wouldn't watch, but then we have a podcast to do. What's it called? Oh.
Euphoria.
We do this for you guys. I'll say this about Euphoria. What's it called? At least that's like half a second of that frame is like a million times prettier than any of this shit.
I know. There's actual artistry to it, so I give him credit. Anyway.
All right. What's it called?
How would you rate this, Philip?
Oh, easy, shit bucket. No, it's not even. It's beyond the shit bucket. It's the realm of shit. It's in the vortex of shit. And as you can tell, maybe I'm biased as Uncharted fan, but even as like a film fan, even as a film fan, this is offensive to me because I love ghostwriting films. I grew up on the shit. Like this was my breakfast every morning. I would watch this shit, and now
I don't believe you.
what's it called? Yeah, that's what Uncharted was like. Instantly, I was like, "Oh fuck yeah!" Tomb Raider games, I was like, "Fuck yes." What's it called? What's it called? Even though I think Tomb Raider remake is a ripoff of Uncharted, but whatever. We could get into the whole debate about video game fans about that.
Yeah.
Have you guys played the Tomb Raider 2013 video game?
No.
That's what they're.
I heard it's a ripoff of Uncharted though. So
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
gonna
fun.
play that.
It's so fun. It's more violent. Like there's like another thing. Yeah, the part of the thing is that Nathan kills people with guns. And he shoots.
Yeah, does he ever
people.
use? No, he does.
He's
use a gun
at the
very
end.
end.
At the end, and that's
That's
it.
weird.
I'm like all of this stuff, and okay, you know what? Also, let's the plane sequence, right? My last of my bitching was the plane sequence, which they directly ripped from the third game. I think we watched it before, right?
Yeah.
And then in that third game, and that one is was interesting because one. It was a struggle to just get on the plane, not just like how they did it, where they just like got into luggage, or the trunk of the car, and then just got out. But in this one was it was a sequence itself of Nathan trying to get on the plane, and he was jumping on the wheels and runaway, and he was killing people, and he was hiding in the planes and ducks. And then when it finally comes out, and the car goes like falling off because he's trying to create a distraction. People were shooting at him, but then the car goes moving left and right, and he's hiding behind the covers of the cargo. And so there's this tension of he's gonna get boo, and there's different things and obstacles he has to do. And he has to be creative in how to survive. And this one, he's just he falls asleep, and his foot is stuck on the cargo. I forgot what it's called, but the cargo the straps
I don't
or
know.
something. And then his whole thing is let's just dodge the cargo, and people fall off, and eventually he falls off, and he's.
And then he falls for 6 minutes.
Yeah, so fuck this film. I
thought it was weird it opened with that. For a second, I was like, "Oh, are we just starting mid-adventure?" I'm cool with that, but then they didn't.
No.
Yeah, no, it's shit. And then I know. Okay, you've seen the Uncharted 4, the chase sequence, right? We watched this right before.
Yeah.
And then they said they're trying to put that into this film. Do you think they would have actually been successful at it?
I don't know. I mean, it would have been interesting to try at least because you said oh yeah, they're trying to they said they're gonna put this in the movie. I was like, when did that happen?
For reference, it's the famous Uncharted 4 chase sequence. I think it's in Madagascar. It's on the E3 trailers and everything.
Yeah, it's they're just driving through the cities, and it's kind of crazies because they're getting shot at the whole time, and they're just it's one long
and then he uses a
cut.
rope.
I mean, it's hard to say it's one long cut, but because it's a video game.
Yeah,
but it just keeps going, and it's I guess they're trying to put that in the movie, but who knows when? Because I don't know.
Because that was cool too, because they were going to the city, and then they were going the bridge, and he uses a rope to get onto whatever the handle is.
Yeah.
And, dodging the stuff as they were going through the bridge, and he was dragging through the mud and getting onto different cars and keeping people on bikes, and he was
dodging shit. Yeah, it just didn't. There's no moment like that in this film,
or even that. I was expecting a scene in that sequence where his car gets hit over and it's about to blow up, and he has to crawl out of the mud from his car.
Yeah,
and he has to get his gun and shoot from the angle.
Like
something like that. Even Spider-Man Homecoming had that where he's like stuck under rubble and he's trying to get out.
Yeah.
Just seems struggle. He barely struggles. He does push-ups.
Yeah, it's like, again, sorry to go back to like that one sequence when they were in Barcelona and like they were just kind of going underneath the church and whatever. Like I thought like the chase sequence where they're getting chased by the dudes was gonna like lead somewhere or do something more, but they just kind of fight them in like the club, and then that was it. And then they just escape, and then that's it. They don't see them again until the girl betrays them. It's like even Indiana Jones, which they're totally ripping off like Last Crusade when they're underneath Venice and everything. That leads into that speedboat sequence where they're like speeding around in like Venice and everything, and then eventually like culminates with like the big like the propeller blades that are chopping up the ship as Indy's fighting the guy, and it's like they're both about to die, and it's like crazy. And yeah, this didn't have anything remotely like that.
No Time to Die is a better Uncharted film than the Uncharted film.
That's a weird statement.
Yeah. Well, at least that one had like stuff that reminiscent.
At least, yeah, the action pieces and stuff, the stunt work and stuff is like way more commendable. Yeah.
All right. So, what's it called? What about you guys? I already said shit bucket in the vortex of shit.
Bargain bin.
Honestly, yeah, I was even gonna say streaming with ads going into this because I didn't.
Well, you forgot like half the film. Do you still want to say streaming with ads?
It's like it's weirdly enough, it's not like again. So because
I think also we haven't played the game.
Yeah, I have no investment.
Even if you're a fan of Uncharted films,
I want to say this. I want to say this though. That being said, this is a movie I will never think about again ever.
Yeah.
But
yeah, exactly.
But it's also not like the most offensive, horrible thing I've ever seen. For me, like I said, I haven't played the games.
This feels like I'm sorry, you go.
I mean, that was pretty much it. I was just gonna say that it mostly to me was just, that was pretty fucking boring.
This film feels like you're having relatives over to your house. You want to put something on the TV that's just going to be completely...
A lot of grandpas will watch this on the Sci-Fi Channel or something.
Exactly. Like I really envision like, like my elder like aunts and uncles just like going over to their house and they're just going to be on the TV in the background. Yeah. It's just like, you guys want to watch a action movie that's like not going to be remotely offensive in any way and anyone can walk in and enjoy it. Here's this movie. And that's like pretty much it. It's like, although I would hope that it would be like, again, Goonies or Indiana Jones or even fucking Tomb Raider.
I hated this more than at least fucking Alicia Vikander embodies Tomb Raider better than fucking Tom Holland and Nathan Drake.
Yeah. But the point is I don't know. I was going to say streaming with ads just because like I can imagine just putting it on in the background, but I'll just go, I don't know. Yeah, the bargain bin. Yeah, I'll say bargain bin.
You guys are too generous, but okay, it's a shit bucket film. Thank you guys for another episode of Half a Clue Movie Review. I already hear my like losing moisture in my mouth as talking. Thank you guys.
There's a water bottle there.
I know. It's fine. I had to extend. Thank you guys. Please don't see Uncharted. Just listen to this, learn how shit it is, and avoid yourself the pain, especially if you're an Uncharted fan. And just watch Romancing with the Stone, Indiana Jones.
Seems like you guys have already seen it because of how well it did this weekend.
Yes. Okay. Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.